Namaskar to all of you. Today I have a question from one of our friends, Mr. Paravastu Kasturi Rangan. He writes, Maharaj, other day you mentioned love the soul and not the body. Fantastic, as one will remember lifelong. Yesterday in the video speech, you mentioned the mind should love the soul. How can one practice and benefit thereof? If time permits, could you elaborate on this, please? Mind is a very tough subject in the sense to understand mind. Are you going to understand it from mind, or are you going to understand it from soul? If you understand mind from mind, the meaning is different. If you understand mind from soul, the meaning may be different. When you keep on saying mind, it means mind. From mind point of view, when you say it is mind, it means mind. Then it is an explosive mind. It will explode anytime. If you look at it from soul point of view and say mind, it will not explode. It's a golden mine to be explored. So when the mind remains below the heart, it is more a golden mine, and when mind remains above the heart, it is an explosive mine. And how to use mind, where to use, whether you will use mind from mind or mind from the point of view of soul, differs from person to person, individual to individual. The way you look at it, the way you absorb it, the way your need or want is. Of course, all needs are taken care, only wants are not taken care most of the time. Needs are always taken care by the nature, but wants, most of the time that want is the one thing which makes one to wander and does not allow to wonder. Want has got something to do with the mind, from the mind. So people scheme, people do so many things. They run after money, they run after pleasures. Yes, pleasures, I mean some material pleasures. I am not talking about the exotic pleasures of the soul, where you are always joyous. When the mind gives you some pleasure, it is temporary. Because the mind is above the heart. When the mind is above the heart, it is temporary. When the mind is above the heart, still the soul loves the mind. It doesn't reject it. The soul is so beautiful. It is so compassionate. It accepts anything for what it is, and it accepts its own mind for what it is. But the mind is not like that. The mind above the heart is very dominant, and it doesn't love the heart. In the sense, when something is below the mind, it controls it. It likes to control the heart. Suppose you wanted to give about 100 rupees to somebody. Then the mind, if it's the ruler, above the heart, though the heart said you have to give 1,000 rupees, the mind will say you may need it. You may need that 100 rupees or 1,000 rupees. Why do you want to give him so much? And then the mind will teach certain things like, no, he may spend it for smoking a cigarette, or he may drink. He may not put it to proper use. My money should not be put to any use which is detrimental to him. All these ideas mind will give. The very purpose which initially you thought the heart came into, and it said, you please donate some money to him, 100 rupees, 1,000 rupees, whatever it is. That will get diluted in the process by the mind, because mind is ruling the heart. It will give ideas. Mind will pose as though you are very sacrosanct. You are very, very sacred person. The mind will as though behave as though you are very saintly. Very beautiful. The mind gives such an illusory thinking, where it makes you to think that you are very saintly. That's the beauty of the mind, when mind rules the heart. When the heart rules the mind, the heart will simply donate. It will not think all the time, I have to give him. That man needs some money, I am giving him. That's all. Whether he uses for this or that, I am not bothered. I am supposed to give him. I want to give him. I give him. It's an opportunity for me to participate in some dharma, and I am doing it. That's all. I am not bothered about anything else. I will just give it, because the heart says give it. I will not evaluate the other things, whether this will be used for this or for that or for this, for that. No, because now heart is ruling, not the mind. The heart will simply come forward to give the money, and it will be very thankful to the person who receives it. The donor should thank the acceptor. So in such cases, the heart will thank the acceptor. Thank you so much. What little money I gave, you accepted it. I am so glad about it. I am very happy about it. So kind of you. You gave me an opportunity to give. Whenever you have a problem next time, please come to me. What little I can share, I will still share with you. That's the beauty of the heart. When I say heart, when I say soul, it is all one and the same. Don't get confused. The soul or the heart is controlling the mind. The mind has just, it performs. It has to give, it has to be given, that's all. The mind will not make any objections. The mind will not give ideas to you. The mind will not make you pose as though you are a saint. Sometimes we pose as though we are saints. We are very saintly. We are very good. When you close all the doors and windows and alone sit in the room, you know how saintly you are. The truth you know. The other day I was reading in a newspaper, some judge had made a very beautiful observation. Really, I liked the way he made. He said, very wonderful, the way he has looked. Both the plaintiff and the defendants, both of them know the truth. And they are not put to test. They are just arguing both the sides, they are right, they are right. But only the Judge is put to test. Though the plaintiff and the defendant, both of them know what is the truth, the judge doesn't know the truth. He has to find the truth. So the actual test is for the judge and not for the plaintiff or defendant, because already they know the truth. Only the judge doesn't know the truth. So see how beautiful, how beautifully he has said. Yes, I agree with him. I agree with him. Yes. Like that, you know very well. You know very well how true you are. So when the heart is above the mind, naturally it accepts the mind for whatever it is. The heart even pardons the mind. Sometimes the mind was above the heart and it did certain things which cannot be accepted, but the heart says, okay, so it's all right. It's all right. I pardon the mind. Like that, when the mind acts, can the mind be as compassionate as the heart is the very question. That's why I said mind has to love the soul. Then it will be very nice. It will not be mind, it will be the heart. It will be almost like the soul. There will be no difference between the mind and the soul. That is the reason. Otherwise, the mind is always villainous. It will give you ideas to escape out of a situation. It will give you ideas to pose as though you are very saintly. Have you understood? Today morning I received a SMS from my friend Kiran Nair, who is in Mumbai. She was recently introduced to me. She said, as soon as I saw you in the puja, I just cried. I used to get that I used to become so emotional and I used to cry whenever I went to Shirdi and stood before Baba. I feel Baba and you are one and the same and you are God. Poor girl. She doesn't know the difference between Baba and Sridhar. Baba was God. God personification. He was an embodiment of the heart. He was very pure. Some problem in eyesight or insight of Kiran. She mistook me for Baba. I'm a very normal person. There is no difference between you and me. Just that I told her. Just that you sit below and I sit above. And this position can be reversed at any point of time. That is the beauty of Bhagwan. Any point of time, the disciple can become the Guru and Guru can become the Shishya. What happened between Tirukoshtiyur Nambi and Ramanuja, Saint Ramanuja? Saint Ramanuja was the disciple of Tirukoshtiyur Nambi. But after Saint Ramanuja revealed the Ashtashari mantra to everybody, and when Tirukoshtiyur Nambi found fault with it, and when Ramanuja gave an explanation, let it be so, master, let me go to hell, there is no problem. So many people who have heard the mantra will be going to the Lord. No, that is enough for me, he said. Ramanuja was so large-hearted. He simply said, so many people, they are going to be benefited. My being not benefited, my going to hell is not a very big problem. See how great the master was, Ramanuja. He said, let me go to hell. No problem. I will go to hell. There is no problem, absolutely. I will go to hell. because I violated your instructions. Don't give this mantra to anybody else. But I gave it to everybody. I did not see any caste, creed, anything. I just gave it to anybody. His heart was to that extent. He wanted everybody to be benefited. His mind did not come into play. He did not think this mantra is only for me. He did not think that. His mind did not make a play. Though his guru said, no, you are not supposed to give it to anybody else. His mind did not accept that. His heart came and he said, let so many people, they are getting benefited. Let them go to Vaikuntham. Let them be with the Lord. Let me go to hell. There is no problem. One person going to hell, so many people getting benefited. I feel this is better. Now Tirukoshiranambi fell at the feet of Ramanuja and asked him to be accepted as his disciple. That is where I said to Kiran, you are sitting down, I am sitting up today. Tomorrow probably you may have to sit up and I may have to sit down. That's the beauty of the Lord. Lord is purely the heart, the soul. Mind is the devil, and the beauty is the Lord only created the devil also. So it is always a fight between the heart and the mind. So a day should come when the mind is able to play a role along with the soul, or this mind merges with the soul to become only the soul, so that only the heart remains and not the mind. The mind will not come anywhere. Of course, the mind is required sometimes in office, is that somewhere here and there you need to use the mind. But you need not use the mind with your wife or with your kids or with your relatives or with your friends. If you can bring the heart the way you don't use with anybody else at home, if you are using only the heart for the home and not for anybody else, but if you can bring that heart which you use at home with your own kin and kith, whom you love so much, with everyone, with the total nature, then the mind no longer exists. Or the mind is under the control of the heart. Whatever you do, yes. It's my desire, why not the mind love the soul? Everybody has a desire. I do have a desire. My desires are very peculiar. I don't know why I was made like that. That's the way Lord probably wanted me to be, and I was polished a little bit by my masters and I became something else. Every day there is a lot of change in me also. There will be change in you also. Change is the only permanent thing in life. Everything changes. The master also changes, the disciple also changes. All said and done, soul is very beautiful and heart must be above the mind in all your actions. See, we say the material development is horizontal development. That is, if you put both the hands across, this is horizontal development. Spiritual development is vertical development. It's not horizontal, it's vertical. But you see, whether it is the horizontal development or the vertical development, in the center is the heart. Even in horizontal development, even in material development, the heart plays a very vital role. When you are progressing materially, when you get a lot of things, some money you should keep it for dharma. Some money. You should keep it for some good things. You have to give for some good things. That is where the horizontal development. Yes, the development goes on. Horizontal development goes on. Here also the heart remains in whatever you do. As your income increases, proportionately you should increase your dharma also. You should share. Sharing money is only when you live, not on the deathbed. Somebody was on the deathbed, the kids were all standing around him, his son, his daughter. This fellow has never shared any money for them also. So the younger son was thinking whether the house will be given to me. The elder son was thinking whether the land will be given to me. The daughter was thinking whether the factory will be given to her, like this. The shop, the younger daughter wanted. All these things, they were all just thinking. And the father was just breathing. As he was breathing, they were all looking at him. Dad, at least now can you not say? At least now can your heart not open? Now it is time you are going to leave. Your heart, can it not open and say something about the properties what we have? All are self-earned property of yours. We cannot claim it unless you say to whom what is allotted. The advocate is also here as a witness. He wants to note down, please, Dad. He was about to say and he opened the mouth and said, come on, Dad, tell us. All the money belongs to. Yeah, all the money belongs to Sri Jwala Prayoga Central Trust. When you live, you share. When you are living itself, you didn't share. On death, by donating your money, the gates of the heaven are going to be open for you. And is it a passport to heaven? Some misers, the mind keeps working always. Epitome of the mind can be seen with misers. Miserliness. Miserliness brings misery, not money. Money is good. Money can be shared. Money can be given. But miserliness definitely brings misery. So it was my desire, Rangan, that mind should love the soul, mind should love the heart. Whether mind will really love the heart or not depends on how submissive the mind is to the heart. Even when the mind is operational, will it have a tinge of heart? Even when punishments are given, it should be reformative in nature. If the heart is there, it will be reformative. If heart is absent, it will be punitive in nature. Punishments will be very harsh. People do commit mistakes. Everybody commits. You commit, I commit. Everybody commits. Without mistakes, we are not going to learn. We are going to learn. The growth is because of the mistake. Otherwise, you will be a bonsai talking the very same thing. You will lack experience. Everybody commits. So God bless you all. Let your heart be above the mind, or let the mind merge with the heart. Enjoy life. Be joyous. God bless you all. See you some other time. So nice of you.